Yes, along the way also I did My Three Sons, Dr. Kildare, Stony Brook, which incidentally Robert Dowdell had a featured role on. The My Three Sons was probably the most fun and the most featured role for me.
Salute. Salute.
It taught me something about how these things are made, because I had a scene with Fred McMurray, and of course he was not even on the set.
Boy, my throat's burning and I'm not even eating it.
He probably came in on Monday and filmed all his roles and then went home for the week while we finished the show. So you learn a lot of tricks in Hollywood. They make it look like it's happening or it's real. Warner Brothers had a short-lived sitcom called Hank, and I had the great experience of appearing in a scene with Dabbs Greer.
Come on, Lightfoot. The race is about to start.
Coach, you got it all wrong. Listen, man, where'd you get the idea with the sprinter?
Now, look, don't start that again. I had enough of that yesterday.
Yesterday, I was...
Now, look, Lightfoot, if you don't run, I'm going to start remembering the disturbance your relatives created last night. I'll run.
Mr. Greer had one of the longest acting careers in the business, and I was very pleased to share the screening with a man of his measure of success. One of the funniest and just most enjoyable roles I ever did was on a show called The Monkees, and I played the leader of the Smoothies.
Have no fear, the Smoothies are here.
And then the four guys, the Monkees, were just fun folk. And it's still one of my favorite episodes.
Hey, are you guys really the dancing smoothies?
Do I? We know every dance in the book. Do you know the Magumba? No. How does that go? Well, first you raise your left arm, and then you raise your right arm. Okay. This is a sit-up.
It was a madcap. It was just madness, because they filmed differently than any film, any movie, any television show I'd ever done, because most of the cameras were handheld and moved about on the shoulders of the cameramen. I played an Indian again on the High Chaparral. Of course, this was still back in the day when Native Americans were almost always played by actors of Italian or Spanish descent, like me. I was Cantu, the wild one. To my delight, Mark Slade, a castmate from the Voyage pilot, had a long-running role on the show. Mark had played Malone on the Color Voyage pilot and decided to freelance until the High Chaparral came along. We had a pretty energetic fight, or at least our stunt doubles did. By the late 60s, movies and TV were changing, and I decided to make a change of my own. When I left Hollywood, I left in about 1970. I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I produced and learned to create shows. I did a lot of theater, a lot more musical. I started playing and singing more, which was a talent I had. After 10 years there, the 80s came along, and I went back to Hollywood and I tried to pick up my career, and it was difficult. Although I did some soap operas. I did Young and the Restless, but it wasn't picking up. I was still doing bits. I wasn't going anywhere. And suddenly the cruise ship industry called, and I suddenly became a star pianist singer on the cruise ships for almost 10 years. I went out all around the world, hundreds of cruises. And I did that for most of the 80s. I did one big show in Hollywood. I did the Hollywood version of Company, the musical Company, and then finally left Hollywood. So the 1990s were a bit of everything, bits and pieces of different things. I went back to Santa Fe, I did more theater, I recorded an album, and eventually decided to move to Palm Springs. The life I had in Hollywood was in the past. And I knew from now on that the work I would be doing would be semi-pro. Threw myself into it, and for 10 years here in Palm Springs, I produced concerts and worked in clubs and built up a reputation here in town.
She loved to free.
And began performing in local hotels, nightclubs, and private events. For the past 15 years, every Tuesday night, the Derrik Lewis Trio performs at the Tropicale in Palm Springs. It's wonderful to sing, play the piano, and share the songs from the Great American Songbook to very appreciative audiences.
My name's Derrik Lewis, and we'll be right back. Thank you very much, everybody.
Now I have a special treat for you. Back when I was on Voyage, my friend Johnny Black and I wrote a love song about the show. I took the song to Irwin Allen, but he couldn't legally use it. And so the song went back into my trunk for over 60 years. And now for the first time in over 60 years, I'm going to perform my original song, Take a Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I hope you like it.
Take a voyage to the bottom of the sea. Come and be there with me. In a secret valley hidden neath the tide, we can lie together peacefully. There'll be no wishing star and no moon to shine above. There will be in seas uncharted, simply clinging to our love. Take a voyage to the bottom of the sea. Let our love hold the key for a golden treasure far beyond the shore. Won't you sail away forevermore to the bottom of the sea with me? There will be in seas uncharted, simply clinging to our love. Take a voyage to the bottom of the sea. Come be there with me. In a secret valley hidden neath the tide, won't you sail away forevermore to the bottom of the sea with me?
Well, I hope you've enjoyed my few stories that I can remember from my time on Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. It was a great time in my life, and I am very happy to still be here. I think I'm among the only handful of people that are still with us, and I really appreciate hearing from everybody through the fan clubs, because I'm a fan too, you know. And I'm very proud to have been a member of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.